the Imperial dreadnought Eternal Dominion was drifting calmly along the outer rim, carrying out what had become a routine patrol for an empire that had not faced a real threat in 3,000 years. Commander Vether sat on his command throne, only half paying attention when the sensor officer reported an unknown contact approaching from uncharted space. At first, nothing about the signal seemed important. It was just a single ship, small and unfamiliar. And the Empire had seen thousands of such anomalies before. When the classification finally came through, however, a ripple of amusement spread across the bridge. The ship belonged to humans, a species the Empire had long ago placed under quarantine, labeling them as primitive and insignificant. Vether allowed himself a faint smile as he ordered a standard warning transmission to be sent. The message was clear and authoritative, instructing the human vessel to power down and prepare for inspection. The Empire had done this countless times, and the outcome was always the same. Lesser species complied. But this Chimmy there was no risp. The human ship continued forward in complete silence, ignoring the command entirely. Slightly annoyed, Vether ordered a warning shot, expecting it to force obedience. The dreadnought fired a controlled plasma burst, a display of power that could have destroyed a moon. Yet the human ship did not react in the way anyone expected. Instead of retreating or surrendering, it accelerated directly toward the Imperial formation with impossible speed. The sudden movement stunned the crew, as such acceleration should have destroyed any organic beings inside. Before anyone could fully process what was happening, the human vessel revealed its true nature. Hidden weapon ports opened across its hull, and within seconds it unleashed a storm of kinetic projectiles. These were not ordinary weapons. They were railgun rounds moving at relativistic speeds, guided with terrifying precision. Each shot struck the exact same points on the Imperial shields, overwhelming them with calculated efficiency. It quickly became clear that this was not random fire, but a deliberate attack aimed at the Empire's most protected systems. As the shields began to fail, panic started to replace the earlier confidence on the bridge. The human ship maneuvered in ways no known species had ever attempted, slipping into blind spots and exploiting weaknesses that were supposed to be impossible to detect. It deployed intelligent mines that detonated at critical points across multiple ships, disabling engines, sensors, and communication arrays without completely destroying them. Within less than a minute, the once coordinated Imperial fleet was reduced to a collection of isolated, crippled vessels. The realization hit Vether with chilling clarity. This was not a conventional battle. The humans were not fighting according to any known doctrine. They were hunting. Moments later, every screen on the dreadnought flickered as an unauthorized signal took control of the system. A human officer appeared, calm and composed, her expression completely devoid of fear. She introduced herself as Captain Sarah Chun of the Human Stellar Navy and informed Vether that his fleet was fully disabled. There was no arrogance in her tone, only quiet certainty. She explained that while the Empire had spent thousands of years observing the galaxy, humanity had spent decades observing the Empire. They had studied every tactic, every design flaw, and every predictable pattern that had gone unchallenged for centuries. Where the Empire relied on tradition and overwhelming force, humans had focused on adaptation and unpredictability. The transmission did not end there. It was simultaneously broadcast to the Imperial High Command, where the Empire's most powerful leaders watched in stunned silence. A tactical map appeared, revealing multiple human warships already positioned across critical. These ships were not random or scattered. They were placed with strategic precision, targeting supply lines, communication hubs, and key military. The implication was undeniable. Humanity had not only caught up, but had prepared for this moment for over 50 years. Captain Chun delivered a clear and controlled ultimatum. The Empire would withdraw from human-designated space and recognize their sovereignty, or it would face a kind of war it had never experienced before. This would not be a predictable conflict governed by established rules. It would be chaotic, adaptive, and relentless. The Empire had always won by forcing others to fight on its terms, but now it was being dragged into a style of warfare it could neither predict nor control. As the transmission ended, the silence in the Imperial command chamber felt heavier than any weapon. For the first time in its long history, the Empire was not facing a stronger opponent, but a smarter and more adaptable one. After a long pause, the inevitable decision was made. The order to withdraw was given, marking the end of an era. Humanity had not destroyed the Empire, but it had done something far more significant. It had forced it to change.